Hey folks, today I'm going to be showing you a money-making method by pickpocketing the Crux Eqal Knights. I haven't seen any video guides on how to effectively do this, so I thought I'd go ahead and show you all. I estimate that this makes about 2.5 million an hour, and it's fairly AFK. I end up clicking about once every 5 minutes whenever I need to click my potions and recast a spell. There are a few high-level requirements for this method, but I also believe that this is the best thieving method in the game right now, so I think it's great for anyone trying to get 120 thieving or just trying to make some extra cash. I've done this for about 8 hours now, and I estimate that I've made around 2.5 mil an hour, like I said. I'll also add that I've seen a lot of people say that this method requires the Master Thieving outfit, but I've been doing it just fine with the exoskeleton, and I don't get any pickpocketing interruptions unless I need to re-up my Crystal Mask spell. Now, let's get on to the requirements. I believe that you should have 99 Thieving for this. You could try this at a lower level, but just because the fail rate's so high, I believe that you should have 99 Thieving. This should be if you're aiming to get 120 Thieving, or if you're trying to make some extra cash. You should have access to a fair amount of loyalty points, so you can get the 5-finger discount aura. I'll talk more about that later. You should have access to Siren spells and prayers, so you are able to cast Crystal Mask and Light Form. Lastly, you should have the Sticky Fingers relic. That being said, these requirements are fairly high level, so you might not be able to do this at a low level. So now let's get on to the gear. I use the Traherne exoskeleton, which reduces the pickpocketing fail rate of the knights. It's equipped in the head, body, legs, and glove slot. Any boots can be used. I'm using the desert camouflage boots for some extra XP. I have a lava battle staff equipped, so I have unlimited fire and earth runes, and I have body and soul runes in my grasping rune pouch. If you don't have a rune pouch, don't worry. You can just have the soul and body runes in your inventory. Now, I have a few items on for a prayer bonus. Having a prayer bonus will slow the drain rate while I have light form activated. I have the enriched Pontifex ring, which gives a +3 bonus, my max cape, which gives a +5 bonus, and a jazz scripture, which gives an additional 5 prayer bonus. These items can be swapped with anything with a similar prayer bonus. You might just have to adjust how many prayer potions you bring with you. One thing you should definitely have is Grace of the Elves equipped in the necklace slot. Grace of the Elves will halve the drain rate of the light form prayer. Now, the last item you need is the 5-finger discount aura. You should be able to effectively pickpocket with the Supreme aura or the Legendary aura. These can be purchased from the loyalty store, Solomon's General Store, with loyalty points. Okay friends, we're almost there, I promise. Onto the inventory. First off, I have the Ancient Elven Ritual Shard. This is used to generate 37% of my prayer points every 5 minutes. This will greatly reduce the amount of prayer points you'll need in this method. I'm also bringing 3 4-dose prayer renewals. These will last me the entire hour, but depending on your prayer bonus, you might have to adjust how many you bring. I also have the Magic Sand Seed to serve as a quick teleport to the Garden of Kharid, which is where the knights are located. Lastly, optional but highly recommended are shock absorbers. If you're anything like me, you're lazy, you're gonna forget to reapply the crystal mask when 5 minutes are up. Shock absorbers will prevent an interruption in pickpocketing. One of them will be consumed instead of you getting stunned. You can obtain these from the Safe Cracking Rewards shop. They're 10 pilfer points. Before we head over to this method, remember to have purchased a pair of Gloves of Silence and have them in the bank. The exoskeleton gloves will take the effects of the Gloves of Silence, and they're much better because they don't degrade. Okay folks, it's finally time. We're finally here. I'm going to show you how to pickpocket. Click that sand seed that you have and teleport to the Garden of Kharid. If you don't have one, you can lodestone teleport to Al Kharid and run north. Or if you have a dueling ring, teleport to Head's Oasis and then come north. Once you're here, you'll see the guards. Before you start, make sure your inventory is all good. You have all of the items that you need. If you didn't bring a rune pouch, they're in your inventory. All that good stuff. After that, go ahead, activate the 5-finger discount aura, turn on your light form prayer, activate Crystal Mask, and go ahead, click on him. Just click once. You don't have to click a million times anymore. And you're pickpocketing him. Once your prayer points go down to about half, activate that Elven Ritual Shard, drink a prayer renewal. Every 5 minutes, make sure you're clicking that shard again and re-upping. And take a sip of that renewal whenever you need it. One thing to make sure you always do, every 5 minutes, is turn Crystal Mask back on. If you don't do it, you're going to start failing. It's going to start eating into your shock absorbers. Personally, whenever I'm doing this method, I use those shock absorbers as it's the last thing to get used, just because I'm gonna lose a ton of them if I let Crystal Mask go down. But they're there just in case I forget to do it. So, like I said at the start, you can expect to make about 2.5 million coins an hour with the current price of these herb seeds, since things are a little crazy right now, but you're only clicking once or twice every 5 minutes. It's